This is Tim Swackhammer with Mold Medics. Today we're going to be talking about how to spot air duct cleaning scams on social media platforms like Facebook. This is going to be part one of a two-part video series, and during part two, I'm going to walk you through my experience of actually having one of these scam companies come out to my home, so you want to make sure you catch that. Now, we offer air duct cleaning as one of our indoor air quality solutions, and unfortunately, there's a number of scammers or really unscrupulous contractors out there in the industry that are just looking to make a quick buck off somebody who doesn't really know what's going on. It can be really hard to know who's legitimate and what's a scam, but many of the scammers that are out there are going to use the practices that we're going to go over today, so make sure you pay attention. There's hundreds of these scams occurring on Facebook every single day, so it's really important to know what to look out for so you can keep yourself safe. So I went ahead and saved a number of these different scam posts that I found on Facebook, and the number that we're able to find just over a very brief period is absolutely insane. So there's a couple of things that are going to be immediate red flags whenever you start looking at these posts, and these should be big red flags to tell you that this is a scam. So the first that's going to be present in all of them, 100%, they're never going to mention a company name. So if you look through any of these, so here's one from March 16th, no mention of a company name whatsoever. Here's another one, March 12th, again, no mention of a company name anywhere. Here's another one, no mention of a company name. So this is going to be prevalent in all of these scam posts. They never mention a company name because they're not a real company. They're scams. They're generally going to be lead generation sources for disreputable companies. And we'll get a little bit more into that in part two. But what's important to identify here is if they're not using a company name, that's really bizarre. It's a bizarre business practice in general. I mean, we use Facebook and other social media to advertise all the time, and our name and branding is all over everything. Because as a legitimate company, you want to get your name out there. You want to get that traffic. You want to get people to know who you are. So anytime you see a company that's really hiding who they are, that's something really strange and should be a giant red flag. That's not somebody you want to do business with. The second thing that's going to be common, again, 100% of the time, all of the communication is going to be done through text message or like private message, direct message, whatever you want to call it, through these social media channels. So these companies, again, they're not real, they're scams. Generally, they're based offshores, so you're not going to have a real phone number that you can call them. And in the rare event that they do actually include a phone number, like this one, I think this one here, does have a phone number, and tried calling it, and unsurprisingly, it rings through and goes to a voicemail system where it says that the text subscriber cannot be reached, please leave a message. They never use an actual phone number, it's all done through text, and the reason is they're trying to conceal the fact that it is not people who are actually in the US. It's certainly not a local small business like what they're advertising. That's red flag number two, all of your communication being done through text. Again, super strange. As a legitimate company, my phone number is all over everything. We want to make sure there's as many ways to get in contact with us as possible because we don't want to put our information out there and have it be missed. We want to make sure that everybody that's looking for us is able to find us and get in contact with us so we can provide them with the service that they're looking for. So really, really shady practice. That should be a giant red flag to you. One of the other ones, and these ones start to get to be a little bit more situational and not 100% of the time, but you get to see them pretty consistently. So this is going to be, they're running unlimited flat rate offers. So here you can see unlimited air ducts will be cleaned, unlimited vent cleaning, unlimited ducts, unlimited vents. So why is this a red flag? Well, it's a red flag because it's not a real practice that's actually used in the industry. For a real company to provide an air duct cleaning service, the more vents there are, the more time it takes, the more labor it takes, the more consumable materials they'll go through. It gets to be a lot more expensive if you have a larger system with a lot more vents. So there are a number of different legitimate pricing practices that go on. Some companies will charge on just a flat per vent basis. Our company, we do a base rate, and then once you hit over a certain limit, there's a per vent charge on top of that for larger homes and that kind of thing. Other companies will do per room, some will do on a square foot basis, but they're really all getting to the same thing, and that is the larger systems are more expensive. And that makes tons of sense because a larger system is going to take more time, it's going to take more consumable products, you're going to use more equipment. It just is more expensive to do. So companies, whether it's online or in like a penny saver type magazine, one of those like discount coupon books, any of those kind of things, whenever you see unlimited ducts or unlimited vents, you should start to be concerned, because that really gets into kind of the scammy situation where it could be a bait and switch type deal going on. It could be that they're not really going to do the full service that they say they're going to do. But it's a fact of the business that the larger the system, the more complicated the system, the more expensive it's going to be for that business to perform it. Thus, the more they're going to charge to the consumer. So anytime you see those unlimited flat rate offers, know that that's a big red flag. A lot of these also are running, you're going to see them pretty consistently, they're going to have some sort of special discount going on or special offer. And it typically breaks down into one of two different versions. So the first is what we see here. First 5 commenters will get a special discount, or first 10 or 20, whatever. But something for them to try to get more engagement on these posts, because the more engagement that they get, the higher the social media platforms will prioritize them, so the more people will see it, and thus the more people they'll be able to catch in their web. So first 5 commenters, first 10 commenters, that's a very prevalent one. Let's see some of the other ones we got here. First 10 commenters get a special discount. And this one, this is the other type. So there's a special 50% discount of March going on. So they'll do some sort of March, February, whatever the month discount is, or for the next 2 weeks or something like that. Just some really kind of lazy promotional discount. It's almost always going to have a either no number whatsoever attached to it or a really big number. I don't know about you, but it's not often that you see companies running 50% discounts, because that's not, it's not really real. If they're running a 50% discount, that should be a red flag, because companies can't really afford to do that consistently. It means they're either priced way too high to begin with and they're artificially offering a discount, or they're not actually providing a service of real value. Those specials, that kind of thing. Obviously, real legit companies run specials too, but particularly these like 50% discounts, certain period discounts, and especially the top or first 5, first 10 people to comment are really, really prevalent in a lot of these scams. The next thing is the language and everything that's being used in this. So as you look through, you'll notice they all have a fairly consistent format to them. They use a lot of these, I don't know if they're called emojis or what exactly they are. They'll use a lot of these kind of emojis. They'll have a lot of bullet point structure to it. Here we see, again, kind of a very similar format to it. And this one really exemplifies some of the common stuff we see. So small business challenge, or hashtag small business challenge. This is used in a lot of them. Again, they really like to prey on the support local, support small business stuff, when that's not really who they are or what they're doing. But they know that resonates fairly well with most people, so they like to pretend that that's what they are, and they like to prey on that. Believe my work, not my words. This is another really, really prevalent one. If we look through this different post, and yeah, believe my work, not my words. Here, I just did a search for Duct and Special, because I know so many of them use special in the title. And we can go through and see all of these other ones. 40% off special, 40% off special. I mean, here's a perfect example. Here are 2 different ones in 2 different areas, posted by 2 different people. Yet, hashtag air duct cleaning, hashtag duct cleaning so necessary, what are you breathing, 40% off special or discount offer for hashtag duct cleaning. And we go and see the next one, and it's exactly the same. Exactly the same words being used by 2 different people in 2 different cities. These ones are at least using some different photos, but as we scroll down and look through some of these different ones, we'll come down to the next red flag, and that's going to be the pictures that are used. So what these companies do, they don't have their own pictures because they're not legitimate companies. So they do what anybody who's dishonest does, and they steal them. So they steal from legitimate companies that are out there, and they claim that they're their own. That's why they all use the "believe my work, not my words" thing, because they're posting pictures that other people have done. And that's why you can see, again, the exact same pictures being reused time and time again. You'll also notice a lot of times the pictures don't really match. This one's a good example of it. This one's local to Gibsonia, Pennsylvania. And if you're familiar with the Pennsylvania area, you'll know that it looks absolutely nothing like this. This is clearly somewhere in the Southwest. We got a clay tile roof back there. Are the people in the pictures wearing branded apparel? Most legitimate companies are going to have teams that are actually wearing uniforms. They're going to look consistent. So that should be a big red flag. If you see that, where we got that guy wearing a hoodie, just a generic one. This one looks like he is wearing some sort of company apparel, but generally between the pictures, if they have multiple ones that have people in them, you'll see that they don't look consistent at all. The final thing to really look at here is look at the person posting and do a little bit of investigation here. So if we see this one, this guy's name's allegedly Dean. Looks like a nice guy, got a wife, a couple kids, and does a lot of these duct cleaning posts. Almost does exclusively these duct cleaning posts. And okay, so let's go ahead and look at him a little bit more in more detail. So he's been a member of this community group since November 4th. Let's view his main profile. Okay, lives in Pittsburgh. Let's go look at his photo. Okay, so nice family, 27 likes, but we go and look at the likes, and somehow this guy's photos are liked exclusively by individuals out of the country. It's because it's a fake profile. It's a fake profile set up by people outside of the US who do this deliberately and specifically for scamming people on these community forums. So make no mistake, it's a big operation that's going on. It's going on in every state. It's going on constantly across the country, community groups everywhere. The really concerning thing is a lot of people, they buy into it. They see these posts, they think that it's real. They do a lot of things to make them look very compelling and look like a great offer. And in reality, it's not, it's a scam. In the next video, I'm going to follow up and talk about and show you some of my experience whenever I actually reached out and commented on one of these posts and then had them come out to my house and how that all went. It was a really, really interesting experience. I did it just to better understand the scam itself, understand how it works, and really get to know why these companies are doing it, how they go about doing it, and what, as consumers, you can look out for to make sure that you don't get taken advantage of. So I think that's going to be a really good video. Make sure to like and subscribe so that you get notified whenever that video posts. All right, thank you.